Is a continuation of the previous one about 3D shapes, and we're going to have a look at some common 3D shapes. And I suppose a really common one is this one here, which is the cube. And we're using two-dimensional representation of three-dimensional shapes. So it needs a little bit of your imagination just to think about what these shapes actually look like in real life. I'm sure you'll come across them because they're very common shapes. So this is a cube, and if this cube was made out of glass, we'd be able to see that there was an edge there was an edge here in the background, and one over there. But unfortunately, we can't see all of them. And if you remember that each of these bits is given a different name. So, for instance, this would be a face. This is another face. This is another face. And where two faces meet is an edge. So that's an edge. That's an edge. That's an edge. And a vertex is where the edges meet. So that's a vertex. That's a vertex. So this has a number of vertices. So all of those. And similarly for this is the pyramid that we saw earlier on. Okay. So that's the base. It has a number of faces. Here is a triangular base. This is square based. But if you had a triangle at the base, it would give you a pyramid shape, but a different one obviously from that. And then you have this, which is a cuboid. Now, a cuboid is, I suppose, the name given to a rectangular version of this. So with a cube, each of these lengths is the same. All the lengths are the same. With a cuboid, not all the lengths are the same. So you might have this face over here. All these lengths are the same. And then all these are the same, but they're different to this. So a shape which looks like a square, but is more like a rectangle is cuboid. And this table shows you that with a cube, there are 6 faces and they're all squares. There are 12 edges. That seems a lot, but when you start adding them up, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's the ones in the back. And then the vertices are 8 vertices. I won't go through all of them, but you can imagine there's 4 up there and then there's 4 down at the bottom. So that makes it 8. With a cuboid, there are 6 faces, there are 12 edges and 8 vertices. So it's exactly the same as a cube. With a square-based pyramid, then there are 5 faces, 8 edges and 5 vertices. And then a triangular base pyramid is 4 faces, 6 edges and 4 vertices. And you're working on 3-dimensional shapes, on blocks and things like that. So when you're doing that, have a think about how many faces there are, how many edges there are, and how many vertices there are where the points meet. Now you could say to me, oh, I don't actually produce something like a solid block like this or a triangle or whatever. It's made up out of a number of different shapes. And that's absolutely the case, okay? Because quite often you could have other shapes which are put on top of what you're carving. So here's some common 3D shapes, but this time it's with curved surfaces. All of the ones above had flat surfaces, so these ones are curved. I have rewritten their names here because this writing might be a little bit hard to read. But over here, this looks like it's a tube, or it looks like a tube in structure. And so this is known as a cylinder. And again, if you were to take a cross section through that and have a look at it, then it would be like that prism that we saw earlier on. This is a cone. So this is the base over here, and you have a surface. Again, it's difficult to show in 2D what it looks like, but you know it's just like an ice cream cone upside down. So this is curved, and the sphere obviously you've come across. So it's like the Earth, unless you're a flat Earth sort of person, a sphere, a ball, and things like that. So these are the different shapes with curved surfaces or with flat surfaces. And in the work you do, you'll be coming across bits which are added onto. There might be a sphere, or there might be a cylinder, or some sort of pyramid that you need to carve.